How did you hook up with Baby them?
Well, I was, like I said, the guy BTY Youngin that I used to work with, Baby Youngin. When Youngin was in jail, I was like getting a lot of shit. So this around the time when that Piff was popping, I got all the CDs. Youngin mama gave me an old CD with him from the co-room. Then it's like partners out the Fisher Project, his cousins. They'll give me songs, whatever. And Jay Menace from Black Menace from Big Boy. Yeah. He had gave me Jay Menace had gave me some songs too. So I got it on that Piff. And by the time Youngin came home, he had like 10,000 downloads, about the same amount of units, boosted first album. So Youngin to the camp. So I'm doing that. Then me and Youngin started working together. But even though we stopped working together, Youngin had still told Birdman how I kept it real with him and helped him in jail. Because I was getting the CDs from out here in Atlanta. I was ordering them. They were shipping them. I was getting the free Youngin shirts from Philly. And I saw what Bun B was doing with the free Pimp C movement, the free Gucci Man movement. So everybody at the second line, Super Sunday, they wearing the free Youngin shirts. Yeah. So everybody like, man, I want a shirt, I want a shirt. So that's kind of how we had the buzz going. And then when he came out, it was even better. So Baby got on me through Youngin. So Youngin said, man, you probably didn't know this, but Youngin told me how you kept it real with him. I like what you was doing. And I kept hearing your name. Now I see the face because you the blogger dude. So that's what made Baby reach out. And he was like, man, I want you to be like an A&R in the South. You see anything you like, bring it to my attention, put it on my radar. And if I like it, then we going to work with it. That's how he like saw Jay Merck, the guy, you know, Turk loved Jay Merck, whatever. Jay Merck in jail right now on gun charge.
Shout out Merck.
Yeah, so Jay Merck got the St. Bernard Project, but and then you got YD the illest. And that's what I want to say about Turk too, whatever. Like, it didn't matter if somebody was from downtown, the east, this place, that. He was fucking with it no matter what. He was like, just like Ya. You know, Ya really embraced us a lot too from UNLV and all that. So
what up though, Ya?
Yeah, so Ya fed all these people or whatever. So man, like I said,
welcome home that boy Tech.
Shout out Tech. I just posted that video or whatever. Tech 9, like all them dudes, you know, Merck partner is real cool with Tech's son or whatever on L's at the St. Bernard Project. So all them dudes really been rocking with us, and like I said, I appreciate, you know, what Turk and them did, and all them dudes do, but that's how Baby kind of got on me from that.
I think, like, podcasting is like the new wave to introduce people, careers, you know, personalities, just everything, man, you know what I'm saying? And I think, man, you being that verse, not just for New Orleans, but like the whole Louisiana, man.
Cause they love me. Yeah.
I feel like they adore you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think, man, like I said, you came up here so you get to see. Damn, man, it's not just Louisiana.
Right.
It's more than Louisiana. So how do you bridge that gap to come? Because you say the bridge. Because I always hear people say Louisiana, New Orleans against everybody.
Right.
How do you feel being able to work with other people outside of the city and the state?
Well, I love everywhere. Like I said, Damon Dez, Rockefeller, favorite rapper. So I love New York, love Easy, Suge, all of them. But I love the South a lot. Because Pimp C. So I definitely saw it. That's why I always, when they be like, it's New Orleans and we don't rock with Louisiana, it's Louisiana, there. I love the whole South because Pimp C was like that. Yeah. So by Pimp loving the whole South, if you really a real Pimp C fan, you're going to have love for the South. But I understand the importance of the Midwest, the South, the East Coast, and the West. So I love all of them with us. So I got love for all that, but I know where I'm from. Yeah. And I don't just look at like everything just New Orleans and not that, but I love where I'm from, and I'm proud of people like Cash Money and No Limit and all the people from the Big Boys, the Take Fours, all these record labels, and there's a lot of them that people probably never heard about, we know about, that paved the way. So I appreciate all of them, and I appreciate the Trills, the live houses in Shreveport, all that, because all those people made a contribution.
You go hard, Geedy, and when I mean hard, when I say hard, I mean hard. I saw you recently going at an artist out of Philly, I believe.
That was,
and I believe they took a song, it was a misunderstanding or something, and you stood in the gap like, man, you know, y'all always taking da-da-da-da.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why you feel that it's important that you stand up for the artists in that way, being a podcaster?
Well, because that's how I came in. When Sean Cotton was posting me, it was because I was saying, I remember seeing Master P with diamonds in his Cartier before I even seen, you know, Blade Icewood. Shout out Blade Icewood. He liked the Tupac in Detroit, but Blade Icewood kind of came out later in Detroit, kind of got a lot hotter to us later. We know about Eminem and all that and whatever, Big Sean them later. But before that, all we knew is like Eminem and all that stuff like that. So I seen Master P put the diamonds in his glass, and I had to say that. So anything I knew that we did, I had to say that. So me doing that for Self-Tweet Sean is like, I know it's so hard for our artists to break through. So it's like a lot of time people that get our stuff, And they feel like because we don't got no deals or we don't got a lot of light or whatever, they'll come take our shit and run with it and then just try to act like, well, nobody ain't gonna never hear this shit anyway. I remember the guy I forgot the guy, he was out of Philly. Or maybe he was from Baltimore. Philly or Baltimore, this other guy, he had took a Jubilee song, Beanie Weenie, and he was doing it. And I showed him when Jubilee did it back in the day. I showed him when Lil Wayne and Currency did the Beanie Weenie on with a cash at, and I showed him when Jacoby Jones, which I went to high school with at Abelson, did it in the Super Bowl when San Francisco played in the Superdome or whatever, and he did the Beanie Weenie.
Yeah.
So when the dude saw that, he was like, man, I'm sorry, man, I really didn't know y'all was really been doing that. And he told Jubilee, he said, if I ever do it again, I talk about him, I always make sure I acknowledge that Jubilee was doing. So for some people that might be like, oh man, but Jubilee told me thank you. That meant a lot because I know how much Jubilee mean to us in New Orleans. Exactly. He might not mean, people probably don't know about him in Oregon, they might don't know about him in Wisconsin, but to us he mean a lot. Yeah. He a trophy. He's special. Yeah. He like a New Orleans treasure, I say. Yeah. So for him, I had to go hard because I know how hard Jubilee went for us with the music, how hard he go for the kids that he coached, how he cried. When he died, he passionate, he love it. So we love him the same way. So it was only right for me to stand up for him, just like I stand up for anybody else, just like I did for Webby. Yeah. Webby got me on his page right now. I'm not from Baton Rouge, but Webby got me on my page, on his page when I was talking up for him on Boss Talk. And that was just a conversation we was having about music, and it went into that, and I talked about it, and it got to Webby, and Webby loved it. Yeah. So I just do it because I love it, and I just feel like it's the right thing to do.
It's passion, yeah. So do you ever fear sometimes that that might be a problem down the line, running into other people who you gone up against?
I mean, it's always a problem. It could always be a problem. I mean, when Dr. King did certain stuff, when anybody that's doing stuff that they talking about that other people might be opposed to, of course, they might feel like, I don't like you, I don't like what you stand for. That's gonna come with being great. Mm-hmm. You know, when you step in that light, you know, to do things, whatever, and all, they're gonna have a lot of people that love you. They're gonna have some people that hate you. And I remember a pastor or something said before, he was like, you know, I remember I used to have a good sermon and, you know, I have everybody loving it, but like 2 people to tell me that they didn't like it, they didn't understand what I was talking about, and I'd be crushed. Yeah. He said, but you got to learn how to get past that. So my brother always tell me that's doing life in prison. He always, Boss B, he always said, man, you got to appreciate the people that love what you do. He said, because when you go up to the Capitol building in Baton Rouge and you talk in front of those legislators, a lot of those white racist guys, whatever, that you tell them, do y'all have souls? Do y'all have a heart? When you look them in the eye and say that, we wish we could say that. Mm-hmm. But we in these cells, we can't do that because we behind these bars or whatever in Angola. But for you to do that for us, that mean a lot. So those type of things I care about. So even if dudes don't like me, there's a lot of people that do love what I do and do love what I stand for. I'm not on there being messy. I'm trying to bring clarity and understanding to shit. I'm not just trying to add gasoline. I'm trying to find solutions. Even though it might be hard.
Geedy speaks.
Right? Even though it might be hard sometimes for us to get there, but we gonna get there. Yeah. And that's what that's what I'm all about.
We need more verses, man, you know, and I think you do a wonderful job, bro. That's what attracted me to you. And you know, being in prison, you know, for 8 months, 16 days, how you go hard for your brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? Who's in a situation. Let's talk about that, man. Like, why is it important, and can you elaborate a little bit of what's going on with your brother case?
Well, like I said, my brother went to jail for a second-degree murder in Jefferson Parish, and it was a 10-2. So a lot of people don't know we have a law that was implemented in like 1898 after Reconstruction. So this was a way to silence the black jurors on the voting thing or whatever. So when you got 12 jurors, you only needed 10 and you win. So when my brother got convicted, my mom was like, why my son got convicted? She like, I'm reading the jury verdict and they said 10 people said not guilty, and 2. He said, well, Miss Earls, in the state of Louisiana, you only need 10 people to convict somebody. And they get life without parole, and life is life. And it's hard labor because you work in the fields, you picking fruits and all that stuff, vegetables and in the fields and stuff like that. So see, murder is affected by the same law, the 10-2 law, whatever. That's why he can't get another trial. And then my brother and C. Murder got convicted in the same parish. This the same parish that Turk know, Harry Lee was a sheriff in. Harry Lee, the same person
he's
doing
still a sheriff.
Well, he did now. But Harry Lee,
he still probably be the sheriff.
But they got people that still got those same ways of the good old boys ways over there in Jefferson Parish. So whatever might be a racist parish outside of Atlanta to y'all, that's kind of what it is to us in Jefferson Parish. For just to name a few out all the 64 parishes in the state of Louisiana, because you know we don't have counties, we got parishes. So Jefferson Parish, that's what C. Murder was convicted at, my brother. So like I said, it was to silence those voters. Now, after 2019, they need the whole 12 or whatever, but they didn't make it retroactive. So that's why murder case didn't get retried. Now, Bear was Super Sen. I think he can Super Sen too, and he can Big Frida.
Yeah,
Big Frida spoke out about it. Now, Jason Williams did retry the case. Jason Williams was one of Boosie's attorneys when Boosie was fighting his murder case.
He was also attorney on my case. He was attorney. I got found not guilty.
So he was so that's how good he is. But now he's the district attorney, Jason Williams and stuff. He's from New Orleans, and a lot of people liked him, so they put him in there. He was more progressive. So he did go back and retry the cases. A lot of people in Jefferson Parish and all the other parishes, they didn't want to retry the case because they said it was going to break the state, that it was too much. And the people did the numbers, it wasn't going to break them, but they didn't want to do it. So 1,500 people are incarcerated that wasn't fairly convicted. But if they would have been in any other state, that would have been a hung jury. They would have to retry them. Yeah. So my brother was even in a quote, newspaper quoted when the Supreme Court said that the Supreme Court did say on record, the United States Supreme Court said it was unconstitutional, but they said we not going to make a decision on it. We're going to let Louisiana decide. So they sent it back to the Louisiana Supreme Court. They denied it. So that's why it's like we're in the 50s. Then we got a governor that didn't put the gun laws in there where 18-year-olds can have a concealed firearm. You won't just think somebody in the French quarters drinking, because people probably be drinking, they don't got no business drinking, got guns. They gonna be shooting. It's gonna be like the Wild Wild West, even more. They justified up for a homicide, right? Man. So and speaking of voting, because I'm on a campaign right now with Robert F. Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? Right, I seen that.
And I think it's very important to get involved in politics, man.
Right.
And for what's right. You know what I'm saying? Not so much politics. Like, it's gonna take somebody to get in office to say, you know what, we about to do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why is it important that we get out and vote? Or do you think, you know what I'm saying, it'll never happen?
Well, I feel like it's important to vote even besides that, just because what the people went through to vote. They had black women getting killed and hung, and they had men getting shot in the head because they voted, and they was like, nigga, you better not vote for this person. I'm gonna run you out of town. I'm gonna kill your whole family. So just what those people went through, having to fucking take jelly bean literacy tests and all these type of things, poll text, all the stuff they was doing to make them not vote. Even how they even did this with us recently in New Orleans, and that wasn't even with a gun. They just tricked a lot of people. They knew the Saints was playing Houston. The day when the governor and everybody was going for the governor of Louisiana, everybody went out there because the game was Sunday. A lot of people left to go to Houston. Friday, Saturday, they got to get a hotel. Most of the people from New Orleans, black, they go all the way out of town. All the people that's going to vote in New Orleans, they gone. So everybody else in the rural towns voted. That's how we get Jeff Landry. So he played politics. He was strategic on us or whatever. And if those people would have voted, we wouldn't be in this position where he pushing these gun laws, where he's saying he gonna try these juveniles or he gonna make this stuff public record. He was a prosecutor, the top prosecutor. He was the attorney state general. Now we got the biggest prosecutor in the state of Louisiana is the governor. You don't think he gonna be tough on crime? You don't think he gonna make people feel it? This man from St. Marksville, Louisiana. So, and he coming at New Orleans, he telling them, I want the state troopers out there, these people, highway patrol, whatever. But these people, the same people that's killing people and they're trying to cover the shit up, this the people that's going to be in New Orleans. Not saying that we don't need to try to find a way to stop the crime in New Orleans, but you got to get in front of the problem, not behind it. They feel like they could just lock their way up. We got the highest incarceration rate in the planet. You know, if you're looking at the numbers of the people in our state, but that's not making it better. You put all these people in Angola, you can put all of them in the death penalty if you want. That's not stopping the crime. That's not stopping the poverty. We need other solutions. So I feel like voting is very important, who we got representing us, and people got to stop acting like it's not important. Somebody died for you to do that. Atlanta showed how important the vote was when those black people went out, and that's why these people coming out here for the battleground states to know I got to tap in with Georgia.
Yeah.